Well, I didn't expect me to produce a standalone video just for one single topic, that is RGB lighting. I kinda have to laugh about myself here, but the funny thing is we constantly joke about RGB, however at the end of the day we are quite happy to have so many lighting options nowadays. And today I'm going to take a look at some great and affordable LED strips by anidees. To be exact, these are the AI ARGB LED strips. So it's not just normal usual RGB, but rather ARGB. That's addressable RGB. The current pricing is at roughly $20 US. So putting more lighting into one system has never been easier actually. So today I'm going to talk a little about this topic and what you maybe should look out for. Of course, I'll also be showing you the final result, how the PC looks like with shiny lighting in it. Included in this anidees LED strip kit, if you will, are two pieces of such strips, two extension cables for anidees' own AI Aureola fan hub, and connection cables for ASUS AuraSync, MSI Mystic Light, ASRock Polychrome Sync, and Gigabyte RGB Fusion respectively. ASUS, ASRock, and MSI motherboards tend to use the same exact cable. Gigabyte, on the other hand, needs some special treatment, which is why we have to use a bit of a different cable, but it's all included. A single one of these strips measures 360mm in length and is equipped with 15 pieces of LEDs. Very important is something far too many keep mixing up and kill their lighting that way. We are talking of ARGB here, meaning we do not need a 12V 4-pin connection here. Instead, this is a 5V 3-pin connection. Please do not mix these two up. Unfortunately, I have to tell you, if your motherboard doesn't come with one of these 5V 3-pin ARGB headers, these LED strips are of no real use for you. To still get it working, you'd either have to invest in some ARGB controller or upgrade to a whole new platform just to get that lighting going, which would be absolutely crazy however. There already is a good quick guide included telling you exactly where and what to connect. I do it this way: first off I daisy chain both LED strips and then plug in the correct 3-pin cable for my motherboard. In this case it's going to be one by MSI. And this is how that glorious RGB, or rather ARGB lighting, is looking in a system. The color and effect options, however, are dependent on your RGB controller, or as in this case, motherboard. For this video, I chose to go with the oh so popular rainbow effect since it really lights up the case quite well and showcases many colors. The installation was super fast and I didn't necessarily have to glue those strips to the case or whatever. They are magnetic and easily attached to the steel of your case. One strip I've placed in the front right beside the radiator and the second one is on the top. Well, I didn't want the LEDs to be visible right away and was aiming for an indirect lighting, sort of. But as you can see, the lighting is looking really good. Before there were any LEDs in there, it was quite dark inside the case. Now there's a bit of life in there. Although I have to admit, personally I'm not a huge fan of that colorful rainbow effect. But hey, most motherboards and controllers offer more effects, including static modes. A very brand neutral white is something I always like, for instance. Unfortunately, as it's the case with RGB lighting in general, this isn't necessarily a 100% clean white tone. But it is okay, even though it's more bluish. But all in all, I'm happy with the color reproduction of these LEDs. I haven't really seen anything better yet than what I'm looking at here when it comes to RGB LEDs. And yeah, there's not much else that I could talk about here, I guess. I'm content with the final result. All works as intended. The pricing seems fair. What else could you ask for? So I can definitely recommend picking up these ARGB LED strips by anidees. I'm giving these my gold award. And at this point I'd like to thank those that stuck around to the very end of this video.